You know what? I'm sitting here. I haven't been live online in about, I would say, a month's time. I've been so busy in my day-to-day life as we're planning on relocating to a different country. So I've just been so caught up in the everyday occurrences of this life that it's completely slipped my mind that the frequency outside of myself, outside of my little bubble that I've built for myself, still relies on me as a light worker, and that I've committed to this reliance of that frequency to be interlinked and intermingled into my energetic auric field. And if you are a light worker, you have that responsibility to uphold within your frequency that is connected to the frequency of all. And in regards to the frequency of all, the conundrum is this: even though as you sit on your ass feeling like you want to turn a blind eye to the world and the discrepancies that you feel in your personal field, in your emotional fields, when it gets really, really hard out there, when it gets really, really treacherous out there, you have freedom to say no. You have freedom to cut off your attention span to that portion of the world that's screaming out for your help, to that portion of the world that's relying on you as a light worker who's committed to being here on Gaia and pulling up the frequency of Gaia, leading up to the ascension, as the darkness will rise for all to see. And what's happening, ladies and gentlemen, in the Middle East in this very moment in time is something in agreement with consciousness itself, set to inevitably happen to receive recognition from you, light workers, to receive that side-eyed glare, that treacherous feeling in our gut, in our heart chakra, in our root chakra that's so anchored down into this dimensional frequency, to clog up and send us feelings of unease and send us feelings of lower vibrational vibes. And if you can't pick up on that by now, chances are you haven't awakened to your destiny yet. And for those of you who have awakened to the concept of being a light worker in this field, as you sit there watching my video, that have decided to turn a blind eye to all of the suffering in the Middle East, to the Palestinian lands, the Israeli lands of unrest, just know that there's no right decision or wrong decision that you can make in this moment in time, but the decision that you do make within the time frame that matters the most, which is essentially right now, will determine the path that it will take you to leading up to the ascension frequencies that are. And I say that in the nicest way, as you have a choice to reject your mission. You have a choice to come here and live out this reality field in any which way that you've chosen to. And so have I, so do I, and so have I made choices. But at the end of the day, think about how much effect all of us could have on Gaia, on the world, on the frequency that is, if every single one of us decided to not turn a blind eye towards that direction, towards the suffering. If every single one of us would just awaken and come into the conclusion and the realization that even though I'm one person, I can make a difference. And I know you're sitting there right now thinking like, what good is my efforts? Are my efforts? I'm just by myself. I may as well just forget. Forgive and forget. Because it never happened in my field or any field because I chose to look away. But the point of my story is, for those of you who haven't turned away from this situation, your field will grow as you awaken more and more to the energies around you and interlink with that of the light worker next to you and that of the light worker next to them. And as we all interlink our energetic frequencies into the essence of the one that we have forever been, something peculiar will begin to happen in our field that will shift us into a higher, lighter, more forgiving placement. And as we do so, as we awaken one by one, so will the light workers that have been implanted into the Palestinian and Israeli fields. Because, ladies and gentlemen, reality fields are thick, reality fields are effervescently real. And the truth of the matter is, 50% of all light workers have dropped down into the Palestinian and Israeli fields. They have yet to awaken to their destiny as of yet. The time is ticking for the rest of the world to come into a realization that this is even happening, that so much suffering, so much propaganda, so many lies are being fed to our societal fields. And once that moment happens, all of the other light workers within this field will be triggered to awaken. And if you choose, and had you chosen to not turn a blind eye in this moment, you would have been one of the first light workers to join forces, to pull up this field so that we could interlink all of our fields with Gaia, in turn interlinking our field to the light workers on the Palestinian lands of lower vibrational feats in this moment. Because all of the suffering, all of the pain, all of the turmoil over the Israeli field and the lands of Israel brings so much discontent to the population there on purpose. To lower the vibrational field over this land means God's land will find it more difficult to raise itself to the heavens, to the earth that is sitting right on top of this angelic field that Yeshua anchored down a little over 2,000 years ago. To lower this field of consciousness above and beyond this land is all that the Luciferian regimes ever wanted to do. So when you look that direction and you see all of the suffering, just know that it was all for a purpose, to awaken you to your destiny so that you can awaken and expand your energetic frequency to do something about it. And if you sit there and feel like so hopeless about this situation, feeling like you are the only person that cannot make a difference because you're all alone, I'm here to tell you that you're not. All of us dropped down here for a reason. We've agreed upon collective contract to be here, and each and every light worker agreed to be here for a particular specific reason. Yet all of our energetic field is capable of interlinking in with the all to uplift the frequency of Gaia. It has been programmed into our field to do so. And had you chosen to turn a blind eye, you would have never ever chose to awaken with the rest of the light workers in a time that really mattered. So just ask yourself, did you drop down into this field prior to the descension of this reincarnation cycle to help Gaia or not? What has been your mission all along has been overlooked in your day-to-day activities up until this point. And I'm speaking to those of you who choose to turn a blind eye, who choose not to see, even though the signs are so clear, even though the pictures show on social media, even though you scroll past the videos and choose to turn a blind eye. Just know that you can make a difference. Just know that you are here to make a difference. You were programmed to be placed here to make that decision right now. And you have freedom of free will to make that decision. So there's no judgment regardless of which direction you want to go. But always remember that the process is steeped in distortions, and the process is wide, the process is broad, but the process will always lead you back to oneness. Whether or not you agree, whether or not